So for week 13 of summer anime, it's the finale. We got the final two 13 episode shows, God of High School and RE0. Yeah, let's get into it. So for God of High School episode 13, it was a sick finale to sum up the basically crazy back and forth story that we got. It starts with Jaggle Take ascending to the being like some angel being. He had the key with him, so now he's just flying, has spikes on his arms, and he's beating up the remaining people, which is Jin Mori and his squad. Him, Yumira, and Hande try to fight, but they get kind of wrecked. Hande kind of takes like a finishing stab in the back to protect Jin and Yu. And then Jin Mori ascends into like his name was Sentient Hasten, which is basically the Monkey King Wukong, a nickname. So this dude is actually Wukong in a past life. Maybe he was resurrected, maybe he was reborn, but yeah, he has god energy. His weapon is this long stick called Nobino. We see a backstory where the original Wukong he soloed this whole army before, and it's similar to Jaggle's impoverished army. So yeah, he fights with Jaggle now. He got this huge power up, and then he hits him with the wind vortex, strikes him with thunder, and just kind of destroys him. But Jaggle, being the guy that he is, he doesn't want to go out like that. So he unlocks the third form, and he becomes this big slime monster. And then he has all these arms, and he just kind of drains Jin Mori of his power. So Jin Mori is struggling, but then here comes the power of friendship, because Park Ilpo comes through. So now we have a four-man squad: Jin Mori, Park Ilpo, Hande, Yumira, all teaming up to just beat up on Jaggle. It's like a sick final boss fight ending. They do their ultimate moves on him. Jin Mori does his I think it's his Jin Mori original Imperial Divine Dragon Fang, and there we go. Jaggle is beaten, and then we see a new girl at the end of all this. Her name is Kim Unio, and it's some random lore, but she's the progenitor of the human race. She's basically like a godlike being, and she grants the wish to the winner of the Gods of High School tournament. So this is basically very similar to Dragon Ball Z, where we have Wukong, where it's Goku and now it's Jin Mori, and we have the tournament arc is finished, and we have the wish, and like a similar Dragon Ball Z type of wish, they wish everyone was back to normal and not hurt from the way the tournament started. So the people who lost their limbs and arms are back to normal, but if you're dead, you can't get resurrected. So that's one exception. And then they find out that Jin's grandpa is alive, so maybe next season they'll go and find him, or read the webtoon. So then after that, everything's back to normal. We find out that Jin's grandpa's alive, and then Kim Unio is like this godlike being. So random lore drops all around. And then Jin sleeps for 3 months, and then when he wakes up, we find out that Park Ilpo, he went to collect every key fragment because the key that he had for his fox spirit was broken. So he had to collect all these fragments that are spread across the world. And we get some lore where the key is basically used to kill gods. It allows humans to kill gods if they have the power of the key. So that was kind of Jaggle Take's motivation before he died. And we see as he died, he kind of sees his mom, and just like a sad farewell because he did love his mom, but she tragically disappeared from his life because she was weak. Yeah, Jaggle's motivation was basically to just annihilate the world, kill gods. Just typical evil protagonist, world domination, destroy everything motivation by him. So yeah, we get the end of the show. Jin Mori's going to find his grandpa, get stronger, and Park is going to collect all the missing key fragments. So yeah, this God of High School tournament is over. It wasn't really a tournament. It transformed from a tournament into like a battle of the world. And I really liked it. I really liked the show. The music was amazing. Like whoever produced this music, goddamn, one of the best parts. Even the OP, ED, all the battle musics, there were like maybe three, four, or five. They're just so good. Obviously, the problems that the show suffers from is that the pacing was extremely fast. Like you could follow the story at the end, but before that, just random powers get shown at you. Nothing explained. All these people and who they are not explained. But the story is basically, yeah, there's a God of High School tournament where we think it's to unlock their find people that unlocks their Chakareki powers. But then then it transforms into just gods battling each other. And then there's like a key final boss, like a spirit, the nine-tailed fox spirit, and it's like all these gods that are not explained. But yeah, just the pacing was very fast to try to fit the whole tournament arc in it, like from start to finish. But yeah, it suffered from that, but it was still like a good show if you just like action. Oh well, besides the wedding episode, that one was kind of, I don't know. Despite that, I really recommend watching the show if you like action. A lot of love goes into these webtoon shows, so I really enjoyed it. Even though the story was a bit tough to follow in the middle. Okay, now for RE0, episode 13. It's the finale. So we have Subaru in the tea party, and all 7 witches are there. And this is kind of a cool finale we get, where Subaru just gets turbo character development. So the Witch of Envy comes through, Satella, and a big ass reveal comes through. She's not really evil. She's actually guiding Subaru. She loves Subaru, which we know. But she says, Subaru, I want you to love yourself. So this kind of puts Subaru's perspective into point, where he is the one, obviously, that has to solve all the problems. He has to fix Amelia, Ram, Beatrice, all of them. Their fate rests on him just dying over and over and getting the right solution. Satella kind of makes him admit that you don't have to go that way. You don't have to keep dying. You could use your death to your advantage, of course, but like you get the happy ending too. You don't have to suffer in the end. And then Subaru kind of doesn't want to hear any of it, so he bites his tongue out and just tries to suicide. Like he knows what she's saying, but he's obviously just in grief, being like a baby, but just like mentally scarred because of everything. So then, yeah, he doesn't trust any of the witches. He tries to kill himself. Minerva comes through, the Witch of Wrath, to try to heal him, and then gets stopped by Typhon. Yeah, all the witches try to kind of go in a power struggle while Subaru's suffering. But then here's the cool part. All the witches come through together to strengthen Subaru. So this is where he gets his character development. The Witch of Lust basically helps him get his mental state correct, posing as Rem to tell him not to give up, to keep trying to find the best path. And then Minerva goes and heals him. The Witch of Sloth also is there to offer support. So all the witches basically help him, and then Subaru's back to normal, strong, ready to face the world. So the only witch that didn't help him was Echidna, the Witch of Greed. And then yeah, they had a falling out, but now Echidna, it grows to like him again. So then she says, oh, one more time, you want to do the contract? And Subaru, of course, declines. He wants to find the right path himself. He won't suffer anymore. He'll try not to. And he'll try to just be like the protagonist that we think he is. So then that's cool. After a farewell, they leave. And then Echidna offers him a bit of knowledge because she's kind of salty that she lost, but she wants to help Subaru out. So this knowledge, it lies with Garfield, kind of the key to everything. Where if you get Garfield to break his contract to want to leave the sanctuary, that'll basically kind of help all the trials and everything, basically. So step 1 is to convince Garfield to leave. Okay, and after that, Subaru goes back into the real world. And then we see him outside the sanctuary building. And he actually throws up the body fluid tea. So Echidna, salty as ever, salty for losing, she makes Subaru spit out his tea. He basically vomits the body fluids. So now he doesn't have the blessing to go into a trial, so he can't help Amelia out into trials, which is kind of like a big deal because that's the big advantage he had. And then at the end, he confidently as ever goes to Rosewall to discuss some shit. And then this is where a reveal happens. It was very obvious, but this reveal was basically Rosewall was the one who ordered assassins to the mansion to kill everyone. It was supposed to be a big reveal. It was pretty obvious he's the one pulling the strings, basically, because no one else would be able to kind of orchestrate this unless they're like a totally new character unrevealed. So yeah, the reason Rosewall did this is to encourage Subaru to make a choice. Either save Amelia in the sanctuary or save the maids at the mansion. But then Subaru tells Rosewall, bro, I can't do the trials anymore, so like it's not one choice or the other. Like I can't save Amelia. And then Rosewall say, oh, too bad, bro. Make a choice. So yeah, Subaru gets all angry, but hey, what can you do? He basically has to find a way to counteract this dilemma where he has to save one team or the other. And then after this, we get a cool ending. We finally sum up this exposition-heavy episode. Subaru's basically running. He's trying to do everything himself again. I guess he's trying to find a way to exit the sanctuary without going through the witch's graveyard. And then he gets stopped by the traitor, his friend. And then he punches Subaru in the face and tells him, yo, we're in this together. So yeah, that's how it ends. Subaru gets some character growth. He's still the same guy as ever. But yeah, a second course coming up, I think this winter. But I could be wrong, so yeah, look out for that. Because yeah, this arc is still ongoing. We concluded the witches introduction, so now we have to solve the problems, save Ram, and save everybody basically. So yeah, here's to more Subaru suffering. And this season in general was very solid. It was very RE0 like, where the emotional moments really hit hard. But Subaru, if you didn't like season 1, where it suffers the same problems with Subaru just crying all the time, being like going through all this suffering, you might not like this season. But if you do like the strong character development, and also there's a lack of world building, because there's all these characters, species, races, magical powers, and contracts and witches. They keep piling on more stuff, but never expanding on the world. It's basically Subaru's playground to mess around in. Basically, the emotional moments and the waifus are what makes this season so strong. So yeah, there you go. Cheers to more body fluid tea, my boys.